This is The Journal on DW TV. I'm Ben Fazulin in Berlin.
And I'm Monica Jones with the business news. Welcome.
Coming up this hour, Americans begin voting in congressional elections expected to inflict big losses on the Democrats. Britain and France are set to strike an unprecedented deal on defence and security cooperation. And Werder Bremen desperately need a win to revive their flagging Champions League campaign. We start in the United States, where it's crunch time for the Democrats and the Republicans in the country's crucial midterm elections. There's a lot at stake. There are over 500 House, Senate and governor races to be decided. And as Americans begin voting, this ballot could end up meaning major losses for President Barack Obama's Democrats. They're expected at least to lose control of the House of Representatives and will have to put up a fight to keep their majority in the Senate. Both parties spent the last day of campaigning trying to rally support.
Obama knows the dismal state of the economy is working against his fellow Democrats. But he says that without his government, things would be much worse. He told voters to imagine the economy as a car that the Republicans drove into a ditch.
Finally, we have this car pointing in the right direction. And suddenly, we feel this tap on our shoulders, and we look back, and lo and behold, who is it? It's the Republicans. And they said, excuse me, can we have the keys back? And we got to say, no. You can't have the keys back. You don't know how to drive.
Former Alaska Governor Sarah Palin, a favorite of the right-wing Tea Party movement, used Obama's car metaphor to counter the president.
Truth is, with Obama, Pelosi, and Reid at the wheel, the nation's car isn't really just stuck in a ditch. No, it's still moving forward. And we're getting closer and closer to a cliff.
The Tea Partiers are using the Obama administration's problems, economic stagnation, and the huge budget deficit to lure voters away from the Democrats. Polls suggest the Republicans will take control of the House of Representatives and maybe even the Senate. If they do, the president's job will be all the more difficult.
Well, to tell us more, Nancy Green from Democrats Abroad in Berlin joins us. Nancy, could you tell us, would it be fair to say that President Obama has already blown it?
No, I don't think he's blown it. If you think of some of the accomplishments that his administration has already achieved, it's really quite extraordinary. Of course, we'll be disappointed if we do lose control of the House of Representatives. That's what the polls are suggesting.
Well, as far as polls go, his approval rating is at a record low, its lowest level since inauguration. What would you say to that?
Well, I think we can remember how wonderful his popularity was in 2008. It was a very high level of approval, and to compare to that, there's going to be a big drop, I think, naturally. The country has had a very difficult time over the past 9 years. Unfortunately, I don't feel that all of these things that are difficulties in our country can be pinned on the Obama administration.
Well, sure, that's the case when any government comes in, they take over whatever's been left over from the previous government. But could you explain more precisely why Obama is doing so badly when he started off so well?
Well, we often ask ourselves that. I think that the Republicans have really built up a negative image around Barack Obama. I think that there's a lot of fear in the country, unfortunately. We also have great unemployment. These are very serious difficulties that we're dealing with.
If Republicans do make the big gains that the analysts are predicting, how is that going to affect the president's ability to push through his agenda?
Well, I don't think it's going to make things any easier. They haven't been easy, obviously, up until now. Yeah, it's going to be difficult.
But will he become a lame duck president, in your opinion?
No, I don't think so. I think Barack Obama is still very, very popular.
And what effect will all of this have on transatlantic relations, do you think?
I think that Barack Obama has brought back a great deal of respect in other countries. I feel that as someone who lives in Germany. I think that outside of the United States, I think there's been great enthusiasm for Barack Obama, and I don't think that that will dwindle if the Republicans do take control of the House of Representatives.
Okay, Nancy Green, thank you very much for joining us, the chair of Democrats Abroad Berlin.
Thank you.
Well, as we heard, the economy is playing a very big role in these